first we need to start the engine. Build the pressure to operational. Then we need to put transmission on low gear. Then we turn the engine off and release the spring brakes. Push in both knobs. And then we're gonna apply the brake pedal and hold it for 1 minute. An air leak should be no more than 4 psi in combination vehicle like this, and no more than 3 psi in straight vehicle. So let's wait a minute and we'll see how much pressure we're gonna lose. Okay, we didn't lose more than 4 psi, so that means we don't have any major leaks in our system. So now we are going to perform a first fan down test. First fan down test is also called low air pressure electrical warning signal test. Okay, so first we need to start the engine. And build the pressure, operational pressure. At least 90 psi. Then we need to put transmission on a low gear. Turn the engine off. But it's very important to leave the ignition key on. And then we need to release the spring brakes, tractor and trailer, push them both in. And then we're gonna start pumping on the brake pedal. And before the pressure here drops to 60 psi, we should see the warning light over here. So let's start pumping on the brake pedal. We can already see the warning light. The pressure dropped to around, I don't know, maybe 70. So before it drops to 60 psi, we're gonna see the warning light. If you wanna hear the sound, the buzzer, we need to start the engine. So let's start the engine. That's the sound of the buzzer. If something like this happens on the road when we drive, we should safely pull over as soon as possible and check the system for air leaks. To slow down, we should be downshifting. Avoid using the brake pedal, because if you use the brake pedal, we're gonna lose more and more air pressure, and then finally the spring brakes will pop out and the truck will stop in the middle of the road. Now we are going to perform a second fan down test. Second fan down test is also known as emergency spring brakes pop out test. Okay, so engine is on, we have operational pressure. Now we need to put transmission low gear. We turn the engine off. Then we need to release the spring brakes, tractor spring brakes and trailer. And then we're gonna start pumping on the brake pedal. And somewhere between 20 and 45 psi, both valves should pop out. The first one will pop out. The first will pop out the red knob, the trailer. That's because the trailer should always stop first to prevent the jackknife. So let's start pumping on the brake pedal. Okay. They both popped out between 20 and 45 psi. And the red one once again should pop out first to prevent the trailer jackknife. Okay, and now we are about to check the tractor and trailer spring brakes. Let's test the tractor spring brakes first. So we must have the engine must be on. We must have operational pressure between 100 and 125 psi. Then we need to put transmission low gear. And we are checking the tractor spring brake. So we applying the tractor spring brake and releasing the trailer spring brake. And then slowly releasing the clutch, we try to move forward. The vehicle is not moving, that means the tractor spring brakes are working properly. Okay, and now we are going to check the trailer spring brakes. Also, engine must be on, operational pressure between 100 and 125 psi. Also, transmission on the low gear. And now we are testing the trailer spring brakes. So we need to release the tractor spring brake, push in the tractor valve, the yellow knob, and pull out the trailer valve. And then also slowly releasing the clutch, we try to move forward. The vehicle should not move. It's not moving, that means the trailer spring brakes are working properly. And now we are going to test the trailer service brake, which is also called the Johnson bar, this one over here. Okay, so we must have engine must be running. We must have operational pressure between 100 125 psi. Then we need to put transmission on low gear, release both spring brakes, tractor and trailer, and we're gonna pull the Johnson bar, trailer service brake, and then slowly releasing the clutch, we try to move forward. If the vehicle doesn't move, that means the Johnson bar, the trailer service brake, is working properly. We can also move forward instead of just releasing the clutch. We can also move forward about 15 to 20 feet with a low speed, about 5 miles per hour, and then pushing the clutch and pull the Johnson bar. And then we should look in the mirrors, make sure that the trailer doesn't go to the left or to the right. now we are going to test the brake pedal, the foot brake. So we must have engine must be running, must have operational pressure between 100 125 psi. So let's build the pressure to 100. Then we need to put transmission the low gear, release both spring brakes, tractor and trailer, and now we are going to move forward about 15 to 20 feet with a low speed about 5 miles per hour, and then we're gonna apply the clutch and apply the service brake. The whole vehicle should stop immediately without any unusual movements to the right, to the left, no pulling on the steering wheel. Pulling on the steering wheel may mean 4 problems: broken suspension system, broken steering system, broken brakes, or low air pressure in one of the front tires. Let's try to explain once again how the air brakes work. So first we should mention that the compressor pumps the air through air hoses to air storage tanks. Governor controls the compressor, cuts in at 100 psi, cuts up at 125 psi. And then when we apply the brake pedal, the air goes through the air lines to the brake chambers and it pushes out the push rod. The push rod pushes on the slack adjuster and spins S-cam shaft, spinning S-cam over here. The S-cam pushes against the cam rollers on brake shoes, pushing the brake shoes against the brake drum. That's when the vehicle stops. Then when you release the brake pedal, the return spring pulls the shoes away from the brake drum, allowing the vehicle to move again.